my wiggly starfish appendages. Sorry I didn't make a video last week. I am keying a pilot for ABC right now, which is great, and we're having a ton of fun, but my schedule's a little cray-cray. So I will try to be better this coming week, but, you know, sometimes things are just busy. Today we're talking about a subject that is near and dear to my heart tubes, and that is sunscreen. The cosmetics industry is basically a big hype fest with some products that work and a lot that are way over-exaggerating their impact. Sunscreen is one of the things that actually does shit. It arguably has the biggest impact on your skin of anything that you put on it. So it's kind of important, and we should all put on our listening ears. I know a lot of people are gonna see the title of this video and be like, what? Is she saying sunscreen is bad? Because sunscreen is really good. And hey, I am with you, but hear me out, bro. There are some huge misconceptions about the way that SPF actually functions, and because of those misconceptions, I think that SPF in makeup ends up doing more harm than good a lot of the time. Let me explain. SPF stands for sun protection factor, and the number, like SPF 15, 30, whatever, is supposed to relate to how long you can be in the sun before getting negative impacts from the sun. I speak English, it's cool. The biggest factor in determining how that number, SPF 15, 30, whatever, works for you is your own skin. So, for example, if I can be in the sun for 30 minutes before getting sunburn, then if I wear SPF 15, that should give me 30 minutes times 15. So I should be able to be in the sun for however many minutes that is. Don't make me do math right now. So basically, you take the amount of time that you could be in the sun without getting burnt, and then you multiply it by the number, and that is how long you should be able to be in the sun without getting burnt. Great! No! Here's where it gets confusing AF. First of all, not all sun exposure is created equal. You can be in the sun at 9 a.m. for a lot longer without getting burnt than you can be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. For example, if I can be out in the sun for 2 hours in the morning, I can maybe be out in the sun for 15 minutes in the afternoon. So you have to keep that in mind. Plus, and here's the real kicker, people use way less sunscreen than they do in the testing to calculate those numbers. In a lab, when they're calculating SPF, they use 2 milligrams per square centimeter of skin, which is an insanely unrealistic amount of sunscreen. On a good day, a normal person will put on like a 0.5 milligram per square centimeter of skin. So we're talking like 1/3 to 1/4 the amount, and that's if that person is like putting on a nice even layer. So the general rule is that whatever your SPF number is, you're actually getting about 1/3 of the protection. So if you're using SPF 15, you're really getting SPF 5. Another important factor in all this mess of confusion is that SPF 30 gives you about 97% sun protection. SPF 50 gives you 98% sun protection. SPF 50 might last you a little longer, but realistically, you're not putting enough on for it to really make a difference, and that is my big complaint about SPF in makeup. I pray that you're not putting enough foundation on your face to get sun protection. You need an even generous coat of sunscreen to be protected, and I can't tell you how many people I talk to that are like, oh yeah, I hate the feeling of sunscreen, and so I love my tinted moisturizer or my foundation because it's SPF 15 or it's SPF 30, and I'm like, ah. Of course I understand why people feel that way, because that's the way that brands have presented this. They're like, ooh, look, and you get sunscreen in it too. And given that it is the most impactful part of your skincare routine, I get a little frustrated that there's not more education about this, because it is confusing. SPF it's you know, there's all these different factors and it's different for every person. The big takeaway here is that you need to be wearing an even, generous coat of SPF, and you need to be willing to reapply it if you're gonna be in direct sun. Also, SPF 30, that's great. That's plenty of protection. You're not gonna get some big leap by going into a higher bracket. If anything, people start to also get the false sense of confidence when they're wearing like SPF 50. They're like, oh, just put on a little SPF 50 and I'm done, but no. So to sum up, view SPF in makeup at most as like a little potential boost to your sunscreen throughout the day that probably is doing absolutely nothing. Oh, and a side note, a lot of SPF ingredients can cause a white cast on your face in flash photography, so definitely if you're gonna be getting flash photography done, you wanna be super careful about SPF in makeup. All right, well that's it. I feel like I just vomited a lot of confusing stuff at you guys, but hopefully it made sense. Don't hesitate to ask me any questions that you might have in the comments. Oh, duh, blah, 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 blah. I wanted to give you guys a sunscreen recommendation. I've already talked about this several times because it's like one of my favorite things in the world. The Kiss My Face Face Factor Ultra Moisturizing SPF 30 broad spectrum. Oh, that's a big one. Any sunscreen you use needs to be broad spectrum so that it covers you from both UVA and UVB rays. That's a big deal. Anyway, this is a fantastic sunscreen. I've got uber sensitive skin. It absorbs quickly. It doesn't leave a white cast. I can't speak to how it performs in flash photography because I have not tested that, but it's just a really, really good sunscreen. It's not very expensive. You can get it on Amazon for like less than 10 bucks a bottle, and you should be putting something on your face. If not this, something else, and I would love to hear your recommendations for sunscreens that you really like, because I'm always looking to expand my world of sunscreen knowledge. All right, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel and follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at Kiki Makeup. Also, I wanted to say something about Twitter. It's taken me only like 6 or 7 years to figure out like what Twitter is. But now I get it, and I found that it's the most convenient way for me to stay in touch with you guys. So definitely follow me on Twitter if you have questions. I like to ask you guys questions there. It's a really easy way for me to just communicate directly with you guys quickly on the go. So do that and we can talk to each other more. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in a couple days, hopefully, if I don't die at work.